Hi guys, welcome back to Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. Today we're gonna go again back in the digital domain. As you know, this is an analog channel, but every once in a while we sneak in the digital environment and we pick up something interesting that it's worth knowing, all of us, in order to achieve a good high quality, high fidelity sound reproduction. Today we're going to see a special kind of digital data, of CD, because it is mainly a type of CD. What am I talking about? Let's take a look. Okay guys, so today we're going to talk about HDCD, which does not mean high definition compact disc like a lot of people think. No, it means, the acronym means high definition compatible digital. This was a special kind of technology invented back in the 90s and released in 1995 by Pacific Microsonics. I already discussed this very briefly in one of my first videos. Here's a link. And finally, after almost 90 videos, I'm here back and I want to present this technology because I think, in my opinion, putting aside DVD audio and Super Audio CD, this was one of the major evolutions of the classic Red Book CD. And it is a different technology. We're not talking about good quality mastering, for example, like we have seen in another video, that one dedicated to XR CDs. Here's a link. Okay, so today we're going to talk about this technology, as I said, created by Pacific Microsonics in 1995, and then after only 5 years, it was sold to Microsoft, which then did release some titles, but afterwards, after a while, it just faded away. And the main production was completely closed. Today, we do assist to a few releases which do have this type of encoding. It's a special type of encoding, high definition compatible disc. What is the key aspect of this? It is compatible, as the acronym goes, with a normal CD player. Unfortunately, though, you do need a special chip to decode, because a normal CD contains this version, we could say, this particular data added to the different traces, the different tracks of the album, which needs a decoding. In that case, that's why you need a dedicated player or even amplifier. It doesn't have to be at the source. It can also be in the amplifier, not both. Then you'll have some issues and the sound will be terrible. The best thing is to have a CD player, like all the Oppos did have this. Mine, my 105PD does have an integrated Pacific Microsonics decoder, HDCD decoder, which is absolutely amazing for being digital. For me, it's one of the best solutions ever invented. What's the problem? Again, compatibility. People didn't want to go and get a dedicated player or amplifier with that solution. So very obviously, I would say this never picked up. People did not get in this. They didn't do it with high level, high quality music, high definition audio already in the DVD audio section, as we have seen in another video. Here's the link. And it didn't happen even with Super Audio CD, when things were a little more presented better. In this case, all the different the aspects and quality of the music were not even communicated. There are a lot of discs that don't even have the HDCD logo on it. So it's almost impossible to know that you're buying something of a higher quality. Also, because it's important to know that when a CD is an HDCD, even if you do not have a decoder, the normal tracks do have better quality in general, because this software is based on specific dithering, filtering solutions, custom filtering solutions. I'm not an expert in this digital stuff, but obviously they did work a lot on what is the digital signal and all the problems and issues connected to the cutoff of the different peaks, etc. And obviously the aliasing issues that recur when we have a sampling of a frequency. So in this case, what is the key aspect of HDCD? You practically have a higher dynamic range. They claim you gain 4 bits of resolution. Instead of the 16 bits you go to 20 bits. And in recent years, they also released 24 bits. So thanks to this decoding, even though the Redbook Classic CD does not go beyond 44.1 kilohertz by 16 bits, this type of encoding does give the possibility to reach that type of dynamic range. And not only, I mean, in general, the transients, the quality of the music, the peaks are nice and soft, even though they're cut off, and they can be at some point expanded and recreate that dynamic range that you would expect having a high resolution type of medium. So it is a fantastic type of solution, which again, as I said, completely unknown. Every once in a while, some versions of some albums did have these characteristics, this encoding. I'm gonna put a list in the video description to check it out. I'm gonna put practically all of the existing types of releases of albums that were released during time, so you can find all the different kinds of music and artists you may be interested, which have that, because maybe you do have an HDCD chip in your player and you don't even know it. Like, for example, I bought this in the 90s. This is a fantastic country album by Lucinda Williams, Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. Now, this does not say in any single little bit of this album, of the book, the CD, the packaging, nothing, that this is an HDCD. So that's also the problem, I think. And in fact, the list that I'm gonna put here in the video description will help you a lot, I think. But it's not only these, we could say, niche type of music, but also mainstream, like good old Neil Young. Most of his catalog, we know that Neil Young is a hi-fi buff, and he started already with his first releases to implement HDCD. And in fact, here we have the little tiny logo. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to let it focus a little bit, the camera on it. In any case, it does have the small little logo, which I think it's also beautiful, right here in the corner. And a lot of them do, but not all of them. That is the problem. So I wanted to bring to your attention, for example, what happened with a fantastic album which I greatly love, Grateful Dead Working's Man Dead, which I already presented also in a video dedicated to the best rock albums of 1970, a precise year. Here's a link. And what happened? I first had the normal CD, which sounded incredible. Very, very good. I said, wow, this must be a fantastic recording. I want to try and get something better. So I went and got the Super Audio CD, limited edition by Mophie. Oh yeah, baby. Very, very high quality release. I know I am destroying all the Super Audio CD releases with Mophie. I don't know if you've seen one of my recent videos where we have a cassette of iRobot, a simple pre-recorded cassette, against the recent release of iRobot on the Super Audio CD by Mophie. Super Audio CD is still in the market. Here's a link. And that was cool. Check out who won. So also in this case, I was really disappointed, guys. This stuff, I put it on eBay immediately, tried to sell it back, but nobody got it. It's not that good. I mean, it's a good version, absolutely, but the HDCD just blew my mind. I mean, this is truly amazing. I also have to admit, I bought a recent, not the original, a recent box set of Grateful Dead. I tested side by side the vinyl release, which should be a limited edition, a high quality, probably digitally sourced, but I think mastered for vinyl. And I must say, this is 10 times better. Here we have the logo. I discovered that this was HDCD only afterwards, several years afterwards, when I finally had a player capable of dealing with HDCD. I saw that lighten up in my system and I said, what is that? And you guys, the quality is amazing. This is one of the best albums, I think. So where can you find recent HDCD quality releases of albums, etc.? Well, there isn't that much, but there are current, for example, the first thing that comes to mind, King Crimson's releases, albums are all in HDCD, for example. So you can find those on Amazon. But for those of you who are a little more in the audiophile sector, you probably may know about the Reference Recordings series, which they do very high quality digital and also analog music. It's all sourced from digital though. They start from a digital master and then they create or CDs or super audio CDs or even high quality vinyl records, which are fantastic. Since they're digital, I just buy the digital releases. This, for example, is a recent release with the music by John Williams. This is a super audio CD. And as you can see, right on the cover, HDCD. Why is this? Because all these, maybe you're familiar with all these series by the bluesman Doug MacLeod. Fantastic. He did a lot of albums together with Reference Recordings. Also Fiona Boyles. I mean, there's so many great jazz and blues albums on this label. Please check them out. They're very, very good. The recording is fantastic. There is a perfect ambience, a perfect reverberation of the different instruments where they're recording. It's amazing. What is the cool thing? See, here you can see nice and big HDCD. Because all these recordings by Reference Recordings are curated, are done by so-called Professor Johnson. He is behind all these recordings. And who is Professor Johnson? The guy who invented HDCD back in the 90s with Pacific Microsonics, together obviously with other colleagues, but he was one of the main guys, technicians, audio engineers behind the project. So you guys, try to find, first of all, if you have some CDs with this encoding in your collection. If you do not have a dedicated player or amplifier, there is also another solution. You can download some plugins for specific software. For Windows and maybe, I'm not sure, for Mac. In any case, I will link all the possibilities here in the video description here below, okay? Like I know, for example, with Foobar for Windows, you can listen to an HDCD in all its glory. So you just need someone to rip it, or you can find it maybe online or buy it. It's already HDCD CDized, we could say, the file. And you just need that plugin in your player, and you can benefit and listen it to in your system. You do not need a dedicated player or amp. Very cool. So please explore that, and if you already know this format, please let us know in the comments what are some great titles that we should listen to, because obviously not all of them are well done. That's 100%. I mean, only a few are really, really good, I think. But as far as I'm concerned, all the ones I've picked up, almost all of the ones I picked up were very, very good. Amazing CD, amazing digital quality that we all forgotten about. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe. I never say this. I should say it more often. It's important. Please share these videos. Otherwise, we're never going to grow in our little channel. Okay, guys, thank you again, and hope to see you soon. And remember, music is born